Welcome back to the Coins Information HD channel, where we explore the hidden stories behind world coins, coins that carry the weight of history, the struggles of nations, and sometimes, the surprise of great value in the most unexpected places. Today, we are focusing on one such fascinating piece, the Afghanistan 5 Afghani coin from the year 2002, the mysterious version with no mint mark. We'll uncover its origin, design, history, rarity, and of course, its possible value in today's market in the year 2025. So sit back, relax, and join me as we travel through the story of this coin, a small piece of metal that reflects an entire nation's rebirth. To truly understand any coin, we must first understand the time in which it was born. The early 2000s were a defining era for Afghanistan. After years of internal conflict, political changes, and economic instability, Afghanistan faced the daunting task of rebuilding not only its infrastructure but also its currency system. Before 2002, the Afghan currency was in disarray. Different regions circulated different versions of the Afghani, issued by competing authorities during the civil war. Inflation was rampant, and the nation needed a single, stable system to restore trust in money itself. In 2002, a massive monetary reform was introduced. The new Afghani, which we now know by its ISO code AFN, was launched to replace all old currencies. For the first time in years, Afghanistan had a unified national coinage and banknote system under the central authority of the Afghanistan Bank. The 2002 5 Afghani coin symbolizes that turning point. It represents not just economic stability, but also hope and reconstruction. Holding this coin is like holding a tangible. The 5 Afghani coin from 2002 was part of the first issues of the new Afghani series. It was struck primarily in brass, giving it a golden yellow color that stands out among base metal coins of that time. The coin has a diameter of approximately 24 millimeters and weighs a little over 5 grams, making it a mid-sized denomination in circulation. On the obverse side, the front, you will find the national emblem of Afghanistan introduced after the 2001 governmental change. The emblem features a mosque with its central arch and the pulpit inside, representing faith and unity. Above the mosque, rays of the rising sun symbolize a new dawn for the nation. Surrounding the mosque are wheat sheaves, representing prosperity and growth. At the top of the emblem, the Islamic inscription declares the faith of the nation, and at the bottom sits the date 1298 in the Islamic solar calendar, marking Afghanistan's independence from foreign control. The reverse side, the back, carries the denomination in both Dari and Pashto languages, along with the inscription De Afghanistan Bank, which translates to Bank of Afghanistan. The denomination or 5 Afghani is boldly centered. The simplicity of the design reflects the minimalist and practical approach of the Afghan government at the time, focusing on clarity, identity, and legibility for a population adapting to a new national currency. What makes this particular coin special is the lack of a mint mark. While many coins from the early 2000s Afghanistan issues were minted abroad, often in European facilities, some varieties, especially during transitional phases, appear without identifiable mint marks. This no mint mark version is the one that collectors have been increasingly curious about. The absence of a mint mark can mean several things. Sometimes it's a deliberate design choice, other times, it's an accidental omission. In many countries, mint marks help identify the exact facility that produced the coin. For example, one mint might use a tiny letter or symbol, while another might leave the space blank. For Afghanistan's 2002 5 Afghani, the situation is particularly intriguing. The early production years of the new currency were rushed. The government was under immense pressure to stabilize the economy quickly, and coin production had to meet urgent demand. This often led to small inconsistencies, variations, and even transitional patterns where certain batches might differ from official specifications. The no mint mark 2002 5 Afghani coin may have been part of a limited pre-production run, a test striking, or an issue made before a mint mark system was formally standardized. Because Afghanistan's minting records from that era are not well documented, collectors must rely on surviving examples, comparisons, and subtle die characteristics to identify these pieces. For that reason, the 2002 Nomad Mark V Afghani remains a coin shrouded in mystery. Some numismatists believe only a limited number were produced before mint mark procedures were implemented for later years. Others think it could have been struck at an overseas facility that intentionally omitted a mark to simplify production during political transition. Whatever the case, this absence gives the coin a certain aura of rarity and intrigue. Now let's talk about rarity, the word that excites every coin collector. Not every old coin is rare, and not every rare coin is valuable. But in the case of the 2002 5 Afghani with no mint mark, its scarcity is tied directly to the circumstances of Afghanistan's coin production at the time. The 2002 issue was among the earliest minted after the introduction of the new Afghani. Because of limited minting infrastructure within the country, production had to rely heavily on foreign facilities, which handled specific denominations and batches. In some cases, transitional designs or earlier die setups without mint marks were used to meet urgent timelines. Compared to later years such as 2004 and 2005, the 2002 coins were produced in smaller numbers. Many were circulated heavily and lost to wear, corrosion, or even melting for metal content. Very few uncirculated specimens have survived in pristine condition. Collectors around the world, especially those who specialize in Middle Eastern and Central Asian currencies, have begun to pay greater attention to these early 2000s Afghan coins. The combination of modern history, geopolitical context, and uncertain mintage data makes them fascinating collectibles. While it may not be as widely recognized as a rare gold coin from the 19th century, within the niche of modern world coinage, the 2002 Nomad Mark V Afghani holds significant historical interest and moderate rarity. Now the big question, how much is this coin worth? Coin values depend on four major factors: condition, rarity, demand, and authenticity. Let's start with condition. Most 2002 Afghan coins found today are well circulated. They may show surface wear, scratches, or dull color due to years of handling. A circulated coin typically holds modest collector value, perhaps a few dollars at most. However, an uncirculated or mid-state coin, one that still has its original luster, can be worth several times more. Next, rarity. If you have a confirmed 2002 version with no mint mark, and it can be verified as a genuine transitional or early production variety, then rarity begins to influence the price significantly. The scarcer the issue, the higher the premium collectors are willing to pay. Then comes demand. Coins from Afghanistan do not have a massive global collector base, but their demand is steadily growing. As more collectors focus on post-war and modern-era coins, Afghan issues are beginning to appear more often in international auctions and online marketplaces. And finally, authenticity. Since minting records are incomplete, authentication is key. If your coin is professionally graded or certified, buyers gain confidence, and that translates into higher selling prices. As of 2025, a typical circulated 2002 5 Afghani coin might be worth between $1 and $10, depending on condition. A verified uncirculated specimen, especially the Nomad Mark variant, could attract anywhere between $20 and $50 from serious collectors. Exceptionally rare, documented varieties or proof-like strikes could fetch even higher premiums, perhaps reaching $100 or more if confirmed as unique. While this is not a coin that will make you an overnight millionaire, it is definitely one that tells a powerful story, and that story adds intangible value far beyond its metal content. If you have a 2002 5 Afghani coin and believe it could be the rare Nomad Mark type, here's what you should do. First, examine the date carefully. The date may be written in the Persian calendar, often as or, corresponding roughly to 2002 in the Gregorian calendar. Make sure the numerals are clear and not altered. Second, look closely for any tiny marks below or beside the central design. If you find absolutely no symbol or letter where a mint mark is expected, and all other design features align with known 2002 dies, then you might have the no mint mark variant. Third, inspect the edges and relief. Genuine coins have sharp, well-defined inscriptions, whereas counterfeits often show softness in detail or incorrect weight. A real 5 Afghani should weigh about 5 grams and have a brass tone. Fourth, Compare with known later issues, such as the 2004 and 2005 versions, to see the differences in design sharpness, font style, or rim thickness. These subtle details often help identify transitional strikes. Preserving your coin's condition is vital. Never attempt to clean the coin with chemicals or abrasives, as that can scratch the surface and drastically reduce its value. Instead, store it in a dry plastic flip, an archival-grade capsule, or a coin album with non-acidic pages. If you want to display it, keep it away from direct sunlight and moisture. Over time, brass coins can develop natural toning, a soft patina that actually adds charm rather than detracts from value. For those who believe they own a rare piece, professional grading from a recognized service can give peace of mind and credibility when selling or exhibiting. A certified grade not only protects your coin physically but also confirms its authenticity and condition in the eyes of future buyers. Beyond metal and money, the 2002 5 Afghani coin carries deep symbolism. It was the first national coinage issued after Afghanistan began rebuilding its institutions. It marked a new beginning, a promise of unity and recovery after years of division. Every element of its design, from the mosque to the rising sun, tells a story of hope. Holding this coin, one can almost feel the optimism of an era when people believed in renewal and progress. For Afghan citizens, the 5 Afghani wasn't just currency, it was a statement that their nation still stood strong and independent. For collectors worldwide, it is a piece of modern history encapsulated in metal, a reminder that coins are more than small discs of alloy. They are silent witnesses of human perseverance. In 2025, global coin collecting has expanded dramatically thanks to online marketplaces and digital auctions. Collectors from all over the world now explore regions that were once underrepresented in numismatics. Afghanistan's coins have found new appreciation among enthusiasts who value coins from transitional and post-conflict economies. This trend has slightly increased the market value of early 2000s Afghan coins. While prices remain modest compared to rare silver or gold pieces, the 2002 Nomad Mark V Afghani has slowly gained attention as an important modern historical artifact. If the coin is uncirculated and well preserved, collectors in 2025 are willing to pay a decent premium for its story and scarcity. The true value lies not just in the number attached to it but in what it represents, the rebirth of a currency and a country. To sum up, the 2002 Nomad Mark Afghanistan 5 Afghani coin is a remarkable piece of history. It stands at the crossroads of politics, economics, and human resilience. Its brass body carries the warmth of a new dawn, while its missing mint mark whispers of a time when things were uncertain but hopeful. Although it may not make you rich overnight, its significance goes far beyond money. It tells a story of a nation starting anew, of artisans and officials racing to rebuild stability, and of ordinary people who first held these coins as symbols of a brighter future. So if you ever come across this coin, remember, it's not just a small piece of brass. It's a chapter of Afghan history, a token of survival, and a collector's link to a moment when a country reclaimed its identity. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more episodes. Leave a comment below if you have one of these 2002 Afghan 5 Afghani coins, or tell us what rare coin you'd like to see featured next. Until next time, happy collecting, and may every coin in your hand reveal a story worth telling.